Is this okay here? Yeah? Yeah. All good? We on? Okay, so welcome everyone to the Mridanga lessons workshop. I'm not really used to doing things like this formally, so it's my sincere, humble attempt. I'm really happy to be here with everyone. So before we begin this, I just thought it would be important to read this small little post that I saw. Shanta Maharaj, he posted this on Facebook. It's by Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. It's just basically summarizing how our mood should be when we're performing any kind of service. That includes playing of the Mridanga drum, right? So, devotees dedicated to the Lord's service are eternal servants of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna. Devotees eternally serve Sri Krishna in subservience, anugatya, to Sri Guru. Attempting to serve the Lord without subservience to Guru and Vaishnavas is not service to the Lord, it is service to Maya. If someone, according to their own conception and without subservience to Guru and the Vaishnavas, behaves virtuously, visits holy places, performs the 64 practices of devotion, practices renunciation, performs austerities, practices Nam Sankirtan, chants japa, practices meditation, or engages in any other devotional practice, they are not serving the Lord at all. Rather, they are simply fulfilling their own desires for sense gratification. When sense gratification is deceptively dressed up as service to the Lord, people are often cheated by this pretense to enjoyment. A deceitful show of service to the Lord motivated by desire for fame, wealth, and woman is not service to the Lord. It is simply deceitful, cheating of oneself and others. The fundamental basis of service to the Lord is subservience, anugatya, to Guru and the Vaishnavas. Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. Okay? So yeah, we can be, playing Mridanga, performing kirtan, but if our mood is not in the mood of like trying to do this for the pleasure of the, Guru and Gauranga, then ultimately it's just Maya. So just to bear that in mind, okay? All right. So let's just get straight into it. So there's printouts that I've obviously given to everyone in the room. And for those of you who are watching, you can send us an email and we will happily email you the file so you can print it out at home. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is obviously warm up our hands. We can do that by doing the first mantra. It's called Tere Keta, and it's also the main seed mantra. What my teacher Nitai Chand Prabhu always says. It says this is the Bij mantra, the seed mantra, and from this mantra, all these different mantras sprout out when we're learning different playing mantras and so on. So we have this format because if we don't have a certain structure to play and to follow and to practice, then everything becomes quite speculative. It can become a bit confusing, and you'll have a lot of inaccuracies when you're playing the Mridanga drum, and it won't sound nice. And it's better to actually learn from a teacher and do it the proper way. So this is what it's all about, okay? So it's Tere Keta. This is the first mantra. Okay? Te, Re, Ke, and Ta. Okay? So, do you guys want to pick up a drum? You guys want to take a drum? No? Okay. Yeah, cool. So, Tere Keta. Okay. And I'll demonstrate it first, because right now it's just, you know, some of you know obviously, and some of you at home don't know what Tere Keta is at all, how it will sound like, so I'll just play it really briefly. Okay, so Tere Keta is used to get everything warmed up and make your wrists flexible. Okay, so the first one, te. Okay, so you'll have the small side of the drum, preferably on the right hand, and so te. So te with 4 fingers, flat on the drum. Okay. And then we have the second one there, re, and it's your thumb. So you have re, and then you have re. So if you notice, I'm kind of like rolling my hand down. So te, re, te, re, te, re, te, re. Okay? The third one is ke. So left hand. And we go for a closed sound, so make sure you guys have that down. It's a closed sound. Closed sound means it sounds like that, closed. Not open. Open is this, okay? So we're going for closed. So if you put 1, 2, and 3 together, te, re, ke, okay? Te, re, ke. And finally, the last one is ta. So it's just like te, but te, I forgot to mention, is more of a closed sound. Te, yeah? Te. However, ta, the last one, is the opposite. It's an open sound. So let's put that together. Okay. Te, re, ke, ta. Te, re, ke, ta. Te, re, ke, ta. Te, re, re, okay. So to begin with, one of the most important things is when you're practicing this, is that there's actually a certain structure to do it. So there is, like in music, it's all to do with maths. So numbers and counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't play this in you can't play it in like a different way. You can't do 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't do that. It won't work. You have to play it in a certain way, or you can't do it too fast, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It will sound really strange. It has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then gradually you build up speed on the actual line and the pattern. So let me just demonstrate that even though we're just starting off with this first mantra, that actually there is so much involved in the first mantra and you can learn so much from it. In terms of flexibility in your wrists and your hands, and also you're learning to condition your mind to be able to play more and more mantras. Okay? So, Hare, Re, Ke, Ha. Hare, Re, Ke, Ha. Hare, Re, okay? So gradually you build up speed. That's what you do. Okay? All right. So let's try that. Starting off slowly together, and then build some speed on it. Okay? Re, re, ha. Re, 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 ha. Re, re. Okay, so on the printouts, if you notice, you'll have the set amount of time which you guys should practice the mantras. So if you do this every day, you practice each mantra for 10 minutes every single day, and then move on to the second mantra and third and so on, that's when you'll actually make some progress. So it's not like, oh, I can do it now, I don't need to do it anymore, that's it, I know what Terraketa is. Oh, that's easy, okay, I can just do it. No, you have to practice, okay? So that's the first mantra. And then this is the second one. Okay? This is the second practice mantra. Terraketa, the same. And again. Terraketa. Okay, so, so the second one is with the second practice mantra is with the first practice mantra included, plus we're adding a little bit more. So it's Tere Keta, Tere Keta, Tere 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 Keta. Okay? There's just more, obviously there's more involved, but this is to train your mind also, mostly. This is to get more endurance with your mind so you can learn to play more things, okay? So let's give that a go, really slowly. Okay. I put this on my lap because I don't have a ring right now. Okay. So, He, Re, He, Ta. Te, Re, Te, Re. Hang on, sorry. Tere, Keta, Tere, Keta, Tere, 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 Keta. Yes, so you see, this one requires a bit more thought, right? Te, Re, okay, let's try again, alright? Nice and slow. Te, re, ke, ta, te, re, ke, ta, te, re, ke, re, ke, ta. Okay, so there's a part in this, if you notice, tere, 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 keta, okay? So you end up doing tere, 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 keta, okay? So it's like you end up basically rolling your wrists a bit more, okay? So it sounds like this when you add speed to it, yeah? So tere, keta, tere, keta, tere, 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 keta. Okay? Tere, keta, tere, keta, tere, 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 keta. Tere, keta, tere, keta, tere, 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 keta. Okay? So let's try again together. Tere, keta, tere, okay, so these mantras, they do require some discipline, you know? You have to really focus a lot to get it down and then start to build speed on it. That takes time. So it's important that you start off slow and then you can go faster, gradually. Okay? Thinking on maybe some helpful tips. Yeah, so again, it's important that you stick to the same, the timing. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Te, re, ke, ta, te, re, ke, ta, te, re, ke, re, te, re, ke, ta. Okay? Just because you've done it once, don't think you're gonna do it the second time right. Don't start getting lazy, okay? So you have to consistently play the same thing over and over again to have it down, okay? Let's do that one more time and then we'll move on to the third practice mantra, which is really gonna start hurting your head, all right? Okay, because some of you guys already know how to play this and you're like, oh, what's the next thing? But honestly, you guys have to put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. This takes a long, long time to be able to play Mridanga. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. Okay, so a lot of practice is required. Okay, let's practice that one more time. Okay? One more thing, guys. When we play these mantras, it's super, super important. This is like best helpful tip I can give you guys, is to actually say the mantras when you play it. Because if you don't say it, for example, let's just start with the first one, the Tere Keta, just the basic. So I could be playing Tere Keta, or I already know, whatever, Tere Keta, I already know, yeah? And then it gets like, you'll get confused and you can't actually progress, and you start playing it wrong because you haven't said it the right way. But if you learn to say it and play it at the same time, then you'll always consistently be able to work out when you've done it wrong, and you'll always be able to play it. Yeah? So, te, re, e, ta. Te, re, e, ta. Alright, let's say it together, okay? Te, re, e, ta. Te, re, Okay. Jai. Okay, so the whole point of saying these mantras while we're playing it as well, is so that when we say it, we don't need to look at our hands, okay, when we're playing. As soon as we say it, the mind and muscle memory will be there also. And then it will get to a point where you can't even say it, because you're playing it, so you're playing the Mridanga so fast, the mantra, you're actually saying it in your mind. And the speed of the mind is quicker, obviously, than what you can, your abilities to say something. So that's how you progress, because you'll be able to say it in your mind a lot easy, clearly. But it's really important to say the mantra and play it at the same time, okay? Okay, let's move on to the third one. This is going to be quite challenging, because, did you see the next one?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why I'm here. I'm going to help you guys, all right? So this one is don't worry too much about this mantra. You know, this is just like this is a bonus so that you can make more progress. You know, like when you have the first set and the first mantra and the second mantra, and once you have that down and you feel confident and you're playing it, you know, at a certain speed, and you feel comfortable with it, then you'll move to the third one. Okay? So I'd like to think of it like this. You're doing, you know, easy, you know, relatively easy, and then you're going to medium, okay, teraketa, 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 and then this will be like your hard level or whatever you want to call it, okay? But this is a little bit more challenging, but again, if you can play all three of them, ideally, you can play all of them, and you can play this one as well, it's going to give you more variety and more ability in what you can do as well, okay? Okay, so...
Okay.
Yes.
You know the rare?
Yeah.
I thought that was the first finger, not the thumb.
No. That's a good question. Okay. So, there's two different types of ways that you can practice. You can do it with you know, you're practicing with your finger. So this one. So te and re. So the re will be the finger. But the reason we're learning to play with the thumb is so that later on we'll be able to play essentially more difficult things, yeah, which I won't really get into now because it's not necessary. But of course, it's completely optional. You guys can play this mantra with the finger. However, for today, for people that are complete beginners, we're just going to learn to play with the thumb. I'll also be going into detail on the next video on how to play the same mantra, and we're going to start doing some things on technicality on how to rotate the wrists as well while we're playing. But today it's just really basic. We're just going to play with thumb and get into the rhythm of actually understanding mantras, breaking them down, and being able to play them. Okay? So that's just for today. Okay? Right, so the third mantra. Okay. Tiki taki teraketa. Okay? Ti, ki, ta, ti, ki, ta, ki, te, le, ke, ta. Okay, so this is the third mantra. This is just the first segment of it. So let's just put 1. Let's break this down because this is a little bit more challenging. And then it's tiki taka teraketa, ke, ta, ki. No, okay, ta, tiki taka teraketa, ke, ta, ki. Yep. Te, re, ke, ta. Okay? And this is number 2. I'm going to put a line through there. You guys can break it down easier. Okay, so tiki, taki. Okay, so T is super easy, okay? I'll tell you what, let's just try and say it first because think saying it first is important. Okay, so it's ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. Number 1, okay? And then number 2 is ke, ta, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. It's like the other way around. It's just a little bit more different, okay? So ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. Let's say the first bit, okay? Together. Ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. One more time. Ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. And now let's do the second one. Ke, ta, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. Okay? Again, one more time. Ke, ta, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. Okay? So it sounds a little bit like this. I'm just going to play it nice and slow. Okay, so. Ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. And now it's the other way around. Ke, ta, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. Okay? Yeah. It's confusing. It's confusing. So, ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. Ke, ta, with the thumb. Ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. Okay? Let's go back on the board, because we know how to say it now, and let's just break it down. Like, what do we actually physically do? Okay? So, ti, ki, ta, ki. Okay. So this is just an open sound, okay? So ti, ki, so ti is just an open sound on the small head, okay? Ti, and then ki is just like K, but we say ki. The reason we're separating this is so that you don't get confused with the other ones, okay? It's because when we say, actually, when we build speed on this mantra, it will be able, it won't sound smooth when you're saying it and playing it. You'll get a little bit confused. So the way it's written out in this format, it's like the most easiest way to actually pick it up and play it, okay? So first one, ti is this, ki is, so ti, ki is just like a K, ti, so ti, ki, ta, ki. Very simple. Ti, ki, ta, ki. So the ki is just like a normal K, closed sound. And then we all know what a tereketa is, right? Because we've been playing tereketa at the start, right? Which is te, re, ke, ta. Okay? So let's start again. Ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. Okay? Ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. Ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ta. All right? A nice, easy way for you guys to learn the whole thing, because, you know, even the first part is quite long, actually, is break the whole thing down. So if we just practice the first part, so ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke, ti, ki, ta, ki, te, re, ke. Okay, let's all say it together now, together, yeah? Di, ki, da, ki, de, re, ke, da. Di, ki, da, ki, de, re, ke, da. Di, ki, da, ki, de, re, ke, da. Okay? So now we've got the first part down. This part here is the part that can be challenging, especially when you start putting the whole thing together. Your brain is going to go, what? That's like the same thing, but the other way around. Okay? But this is a very good exercise to develop your mental endurance, so that you're able to play more nice, cool stuff, and really develop your skills so that you can learn more things. Okay? Right. So let's focus on number 2 now. So it's essentially the same thing, just the other way around. So you'll notice the first pattern, and then it goes the other way around, the opposite. Okay? So now it's ke ta ta. Hang on. Ke ta. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here's one thing you guys need to bear in mind. Okay, is this one here. I know what you're thinking. Oh, this is just a normal ta.
Is your thumb?
It's not. It's not a normal ta. This is with your thumb. Okay, this is just like a re. Okay. This is with the thumb, so I'm going to put a little T here, so you guys remember. Okay? Ke, ta, with the thumb, and then again, a second ta, with, ke, ta, yeah, with the 4 fingers. Okay? So I'm going to put a little 4 there. Alright? This really does help to get this down now, because otherwise what will happen is you'll learn the whole thing, but you are playing it wrong slightly, and you can't build speed on it, because the actual motion of doing it in a certain speed, you won't be able to, and then you'll be stuck on a certain level. Okay? So if we do it the right way the first time, then we'll be able to technically improve ourselves and move from one level to the next level. Okay? So let's practice the second segment of that and get that down. Okay? So ke, we're going to start with ke. Okay? Ke, ta, ta, di, de, re, ke, ta. 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 Okay? It's hard. It is hard. Keep practicing. Don't give up. Keep practicing. Don't give up. And you will see improvements. Okay? Let's actually cover the whole mantra together now. We'll do this 3 times together, nice and slow, and we can start learning a couple of playing mantras so that we can actually learn to play, yeah, in the kirtanam. We're going to try and break that down. How are we for time? Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we went through a lot. Yeah. Okay, so let's get this one down. You know, I don't expect everyone to get it down straight away. Practice it on your own time. Yeah, keep trying, okay? So, we're going to play the whole thing together, nice and slow. So remember, there's a first section, and then there's a second section, okay? So, I, ki, ta, ki, te, 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 ta, ke, ta, ta, Okay, good. Let's do that one more time. Starting with tiki taki tereketa. Yeah? Ti, ta, ti, te, le, ta, ke, ta, ta, ki, te, ta. Again. Ti, ta, okay? So, okay. That's how it sounds like when it's slow. I'm just gonna like play it slow and then medium and then hopefully a little bit faster, okay? Please notice that I am saying it for a reason, okay? It's because it's the easiest way to learn all these different practice mantras, playing mantras, is to actually say the mantra, okay? It helps a lot to reinforce everything that you're learning, okay? So, let's begin, okay? So, Tiki taki tere kita kita taki tere kita 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 okay? It takes time, right? So, but don't give up on that, all right? Keep practicing that mantra, and it really does help a lot, okay? So, let's move on to the first set of the playing mantras, okay? Because we're running out of time. Yeah, it's a lot, okay? Don't expect to learn all of that in one day, okay? Don't. Just break it up into sections. Just practice the first one and the second set, playing mantras, you know. Get comfortable with that. You know, try it out if you feel like it. Go to the third one and you want to challenge yourself a bit more, you know. Don't be like, oh, I can't do that, I'm never going to try, okay? Just do it whenever you feel comfortable and try and do it at least for 10 minutes, you know, just to get used to it. You know, I don't expect anyone to start playing that straight away. It's just something I've added on there to be able to challenge yourself a little bit more, okay? Right, so let's do the very first playing mantra, okay? Nice and simple. Some of you guys already know this, but because there are some people that are watching, they're completely fresh, completely new, they don't know. So this is for everyone who's big, you know, starting off. Some of you guys won't know anything or whatever. So this is the first mantra that I learned. And this is an actual playing mantra. So you will be able to use this when you're singing and chanting for the service of the Lord, okay? So, first one is Na, Ge, Na, Ge, Na, Ge, Day, yeah, day, no, okay, with emphasis on day, okay? This part here is important because otherwise it won't sound right. It will just sound a bit flat, okay? So I'm just going to demonstrate the mantra, and then how you apply it, okay? So, nice and simple mantra, everyone can play this, okay? So the first one, na, ge, okay? So na, and then ge, ge, okay? It's like it's an open sound, but we don't want to play it too hard, okay? We don't want to play it like, okay? Because it will get confusing, and you'll see why, okay?
Like this.
Yeah, so you know, like medium, open sound, yeah, nice and neat, like gentle, yeah, right. So na ge, same thing, okay? So na ge, okay? We can even break this down into parts again, okay? Whenever you get a little bit like you're struggling, just break it down into sections, okay? Just to keep it nice and simple. Learn the first section and learn the second section. Learn the first section and the second. And if you're playing it together and it's, maybe this section here doesn't sound right, practice this section on its own and then put it together with the first section again, and that's how you can make progress, okay? So don't get too like, don't feel a bit like, oh God, I can't do this part, I give up. Just keep trying, and it will come, okay? So the first section is na, ge. That's it. Simple, really simple. Na, ge. And then the second section, again, na, ge. So once we play this part here, we're going to set ourselves up for the day, okay? So from the second part, it's na, ge, day, na, okay? With emphasis on the day. Day is very similar to ge. It's an open sound, but it's just more strong, okay? So na ge, day, na, okay? Again, just to make sure you guys have this, na is always going to be an open sound with 4 fingers. Nice and simple, okay? Nice and basic.
You have to do it the first one.
You can do that if you want. That's completely up to you. It's optional. This mantra is really nice because it will develop your rhythm. Okay. Let me play it actually, and then we can practice it together. Okay. So I'm just going to say it. Nage 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 dina, nage 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 dina, nage nage dina, nage nage dina, nage 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 dina, nage 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 dina, sorry, getting carried away there. Nage 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 dina. Okay. I'm remembering Nitai Prabhu because he was teaching me this mantra, but with a rhythm. The whole point is, when you say it with a rhythm, you'll be able to play it within the rhythm, So, okay, so, nage, 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 dena, nage, 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 dena, nage, nage. So, let's practice that together now, okay? Okay, so, na, ge, na, ge, na, ge, hey, na, ge, na, ge, na, ge, hey, good, na, ge, na, ge, na, hey, na, ge, this is a playing mantra, so you can actually, you can also change things as well. For example, you can play it all closed. So remember the open sounds, this, okay? You can actually change these things, yeah? So na is the same, and then ge is closed. So and then open. So it's a really simple mantra, but you can adjust things, and you can do a lot of things to it actually. Okay. So let's learn a little bit about tehois. Okay. These are the mantras that are played at the end, okay? Because I think that if you don't have a tehoi with a playing mantra, with the actual main playing mantra, it can sound a bit like, well, where's the kind of paragraph section, like where you break it off, like where is it? You won't be able to hear it. It will just be like continuous playing of the same thing, right? So tehois are at the end, okay? So you'll usually hear one where it's Rama Rama Hare Hare. So Rama Rama Hare Rama Rama. Okay. It takes a little while to learn that. Let's learn it with the thumb. Okay. Okay. So let's break this down. Let's break this down and then go through this. It's a lot of things for the first class, but I think it's good because then, you guys can practice in your own time and then, feel confident, like, I can actually play at least something, Okay, so, te, just like a te, you know? Te, re. Again, the same, like we've been learning. Te, re, ke. Te, re, ke. Te. Ta. Okay? And we're going to times that by 3. So what that means is you'll do one line, the whole thing, and you do it 3 times. Okay? This should sound, yeah, it will sound like, okay? So let's actually go into it. Right, so this is just like the practice mantras that we were doing before, just for the, you know, developing our hands, flexibility, and, you know, actually learning something. Right, so this is pretty much the same, except for this part at the end, okay? So it's just like a regular te, okay? Te. Re with your thumb. Okay. I've got a T here. K, closed. Spell a little C there. And then te, the same, just like a normal te. And then this ta, if you can hold in your head that this ta is actually a it's like a open sound together, okay? Like what can I say? Like a te and a day together, right? Or a gay, right? So it's like this. Yeah? Now some people, what they do is they change this and they call it ja. Okay? Because it's just easier to remember. Otherwise, you know, you might get confused with a different mantra. Okay? You can call it teraketa ja if you want, okay? Or you can just keep it simple and you don't need to do that, okay? It's just ta, okay? So, right, okay, let's do it. Okay, so te, re, ke, ta, te, re, no, sorry, that's wrong. Sorry, guys, sorry. Te, re, ke, te, ta, okay? Te, re, ke, te, ta. Te, re, ke, te, ta. Te, re, ke, te, ta. Te, the whole point of practicing that slowly is so that you can play it the same way, medium speed, and you can play it the same way when you're playing it fast, okay? So when you want to play a tereketeta or tehoi, because all this is actually, you know, the ending, it has to be in the right sequence. You can't play it like this, nage, 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 and then you go, ke, re, ke, ta. It won't sound right, okay? You have to have it there. In that moment, when you need to play it, it needs to be, you have to have it there, okay? So that's why you practice it slow, medium, and fast. Because you're trying to be able to play it fast all the time, okay? Let's play it like medium speed. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time. Yeah. So, if we remember the first plain mantra, Nagi 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 Dena, yeah, and then we use this, okay? So I'm going to sing 2 lines of Nagi 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 Dena, and then finish it with tereketeta, tereketeta, tereketeta. Okay? Because you know how to do tereketeta, right? We've just been practicing that. So we just
2 times.
2 times. Yeah? So it will be like this. Nagi 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 dena, nagi 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 dena, tereketeta. And then again. Yes, so he's got it. Good. Nagi 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 dena, nagi 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 nagi. Okay. Sorry, let's do it again. 2 lines and then tereketeta, alright? Nagi nagi. Start with Nagi 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 Dena. Nagi 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 Dena. Nagi Nagi Nagi. Okay? So, you know, this was playing it with the thumb. Later on I'll show you guys the other version with the fingers. So it's the same thing.
What's better?
Very, very similar. What's what? Sorry.
What's better?
There's no. I wouldn't say that there is a better. There's a situation for both. That's what I would say. All the mantras are really, they are very special actually, and there's not one mantra that's better than the other mantra. It's not like that. Every mantra has its purpose, and if we can learn all these mantras in an effective way, a nice way, so that we can play for the pleasure of the Lord, then that's what's really important. later on we'll cover some more things, maybe a little, because today we worked with our thumbs a bit more. Next time we're going to do some more things with the fingers, so we're actually going to develop our rotation of the hands. This was sort of what we were doing to get today, you know? Yeah, this is all about the wrist. Next time we're going to do, this was all about, like, you know, developing our roll. Okay? And next time we'll do wrist. Yeah, so it's important to practice, okay guys? Please practice. I put there how many minutes you should practice each mantra. 10 minutes each one. Then you can progress to the second one. If you're struggling with the second mantra or, practice mantra, keep doing it until, you feel confident. If not, don't get stuck there in one, in the same thing. Go back to a different mantra, or go to the next one and see how you get on, okay? So half an hour, just to begin with the practice mantras is okay. If you want to do more, that's entirely up to you. I encourage it. And then again, the playing mantras. Practice Nagi 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 Dena for 10 minutes, and then Terikitita for another 10 minutes. And the more time you can practice, the better. But I recommend at least doing that, each mantra for 10 minutes, at least, if you want to see some actual progress. Like, this is like minimum, okay? Yeah, so that's it. So hopefully you can take some of this information, apply it, and then be able to play in the kirtan, okay? So all of this stuff, this is all practice, okay? Even if you can play all this at home, it doesn't necessarily mean you can actually play it in the kirtan, okay? So that takes time, okay? The only way you're going to be able to play in a kirtan is to actually play in a kirtan, okay? So if you have the opportunity to come to Harinam, come to the temple and, join in the kirtan, I encourage it. It's not like you guys are just playing all this in your own time, to show off to yourself or whatever. Or, you have to come to the temple, you have to come to the temple to play these mantras in the kirtan and to play it on Harinam and so on. That's a completely different thing, okay? Just because you can play the practice mantras doesn't mean you can actually do it in the kirtan, okay? So I encourage you guys to come on Harinam, come to the temple, join us, and you're going to learn so many different things, okay? Okay. Dandavats. Dandavats. What's wrong with you? I have to be formal because this is like a presentation.
It's too funny. When you're like, I got lost, that killed me. Maybe I should do another one at one time.
Yeah.
You're like, again.
Yeah.
I'm putting this in my bag and hopefully read it in the car.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Okay, but did you actually learn something? Like, was it productive or was it?